This way. Your favorite rapper, that boy gonna be able to talk whatever the fuck he talking about, cause you know I'm that thing, bitch. I'm gonna leave it at that.
They went from dropping hits to dropping dices. Once upon a time, Lil Baby and YoungBoy were cool, even talking about linking up for a joint tape. But everything changed after King Von's death. The industry drew a hard line. Most of the games sided with Dirk, while YB got blackballed. That's when he dropped I Hate YoungBoy, and Lil Baby caught a stray. Fast forward a few years later, and now Baby's firing back. A new preview he just dropped has the entire internet losing its mind. After years of silence, he finally clapped back at NBA YoungBoy, and the streets can't stop talking. But let's get this straight. This ain't no random beef that popped up overnight. This tension's been simmering for years, and the reason behind it runs way deeper than people realize. See, before all the smoke and subliminals, Lil Baby and YoungBoy were actually solid. Like, real-life cool. Back in 2018 and 2019, both of them were on the come-up. Baby was fresh off Drip 2 Hard with Ghana, while YB was already a streaming powerhouse with one of the most loyal fanbases in the game. The respect between them was real. They showed love for each other's music, interacted online, and never missed a chance to speak highly of one another in interviews. It was that real recognize real energy, two self-made stars from the mud, turning pain into platinum. Baby was locked in with his 4 picofarads family, connected to Lil Durk through QC and the Atlanta circuit. Meanwhile, YoungBoy was moving independently, building his own empire out of Baton Rouge. Different lanes, same hunger, no problems. That's how it was supposed to stay. But in hip-hop, loyalty runs deeper than lyrics. And when the streets get involved, you can't stay neutral forever. Sooner or later, you gotta pick a side. And that's exactly what happened on November 6th, 2020, the night that changed everything. King Von, one of Lil Durk's closest brothers and a rising star in his own right, was killed outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta. Now, we won't dig into all those details. That's another story for another time. But just know this, that tragedy didn't just take a life. It split the rap world right down the middle. Lil Durk was crushed. That was his day one, his artist, his brother. And when the smoke cleared and everyone started choosing sides, the whole rap game was watching to see who would stand where. And here's where things got real political. See, Lil Durk had connections everywhere. He had Chicago on lock, was plugged into Atlanta through Baby and Ghana, and had strong ties across the entire industry. So when tragedy struck, people showed up for him. Rappers were posting Von, sending condolences, and making it known. They were riding with Durk. Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy started getting tied to the other side of that situation. Whether that was fair or not didn't matter. That's how the streets saw it. And once the industry picked Durk's side, it was game over for YB in terms of mainstream support. He got blackballed, plain and simple. Radio stations started acting funny with his music. Major blogs stopped posting him the same way. Artists who used to be cool with him started keeping their distance. It was like the entire industry said, "You're either with us or against us." And YB ended up standing alone. But here's the thing about NBA YoungBoy, he doesn't play by the industry's rules. While other rappers might have tried to smooth things over or play neutral, YB said forget all that and doubled down. He wasn't about to kiss nobody's ring or beg for acceptance. Fast forward to 2022, and he drops I Hate YoungBoy. And that track, man, it was different. YB didn't just address the situation, he called out names. He went right at everybody he felt switched up on him. And one of those names? Lil Baby. In that record, YB made it clear, he felt Baby played into the same politics that left him blackballed. From his point of view, Baby chose Durk's side and acted like that brotherhood they once had never existed. And to be fair, YB had reasons to feel that way. Baby's moves had changed. The love wasn't the same. He wasn't showing YB support online anymore. He was fully locked in with Durk, dropping records and rolling as a unit. From YB's perspective, Baby looked just like every other rapper who switched sides when the industry made it convenient. But Baby didn't say a word. No tweets, no posts, no response. He just kept it pushing, focused on his bag, his shows, and his empire. Some fans called it maturity. Others said silence was guilt. But one thing's for sure, the streets never forget, and NBA YoungBoy definitely never forgets. And that's where this story takes a wild turn. October 2024. The rap world stops cold. Lil Durk gets arrested and hit with a murder-for-hire charge tied to a situation out in California. The feds pull up with a full-blown case, and just like that, one of hip-hop's biggest stars is facing serious time. And when that news broke, the industry went silent. All those same rappers who were posting Durk, standing beside him, shouting OTF forever? Suddenly, timelines got quiet. Because when the feds step in, the energy changes fast.
People start protecting themselves.
Everyone's loyalty gets tested. But while that storm was hitting Durk, something wild was happening on the other side. NBA YoungBoy was having the best year of his career. Despite being blackballed, despite every industry door trying to close on him, YB was winning, breaking streaming records,
Coursing charts.
His fans didn't flinch once. He proved what real independence looks like. You don't need the industry's approval when the streets got your back. Meanwhile, Lil Baby started moving funny. Fans noticed first. Baby was suddenly liking YoungBoy's Instagram posts. The internet went into full detective mode. After years of silence and distance, Baby was back showing love online. Then the whispers started. Baby might have even slid into YB's DMs, trying to make peace. Now, we can't confirm the messages, but the signs were loud. Baby was clearly trying to rebuild that bridge, trying to fix what was broken. And why now? Because the tables had turned. Durk was locked up. YB was running the game. And Baby? He probably realized he might have bet on the wrong side. But here's where it got disrespectful. YoungBoy wasn't trying to hear none of that. People close to the situation said YB straight up ignored Baby's attempts to reconnect. Because for him, this was bigger than music. It was about loyalty. It was about who stayed solid when the world turned on him. Then YB did something cold-blooded. When he performed in Atlanta, Lil Baby's city, his home turf, YB made sure to perform I Hate YoungBoy.
Think about that.
He went right into Baby's backyard and played the very track where he dissed him, knowing Baby would hear about it, knowing the whole city would talk. That's not just petty. That's disrespect on a different level. It's one thing to ignore a man, but to come to his city and blast a diss track about him? That's basically saying, I don't respect you or your block. And everybody knows that kind of move can't go unanswered. Still, Baby stayed quiet. He kept dropping songs, doing shows, and building his brand like nothing happened. But fans started asking the question out loud, how long can he let this slide? Because at some point, even the calmest man reaches his limit. Today's the day it all comes full circle, fam. Lil Baby finally broke his silence, and the internet can't stop talking about it. He just dropped a snippet of a new track, and the second it hit the web, timelines caught fire. For the first time in years, Baby's clapping back at NBA YoungBoy, and trust me, he's not pulling punches. You can hear it in his tone, in the pain, in the delivery. This ain't no regular flex track. This is personal. He's talking about staying quiet while YB threw shots, about keeping his cool, about being the bigger man. But this time, he's done holding it in. He's ready to speak his truth, bar for bar. Even though the leak wasn't studio quality, the message came through crystal clear. Lil Baby is done staying silent. He's tired of the whispers, tired of being labeled soft, tired of letting YB talk reckless without firing back. And from the people who claim to have heard the full version, Baby's not just rapping, he's venting. And just like that, the internet exploded. Twitter? Straight chaos. The 4KT fans are saying Baby took too long, that his response looks desperate now. They're calling him fake for trying to make peace when Durk got locked up, saying YB already won this battle years ago. But 4Picofards fans? They're standing tall behind Baby. They're saying he played it smart, stayed silent when it didn't matter, and now that it does, he's ready to shut everything down. They're reminding everyone who Lil Baby really is, the one with the hits, the influence, and the respect that reaches way beyond Atlanta. They're calling this a turning point, saying YB messed up by waking a sleeping giant. Over on Instagram, it's even wilder. Every blog that posted the snippet got flooded. Thousands of comments in minutes. Fans dissecting lyrics, bar for bar, line for line. YouTube reaction channels are dropping emergency videos left and right. Every creator's got their theory. Every thumbnail's got fire emojis, and every viewer's picking a side. Because this ain't just another back and forth. This is real tension between two of the biggest young rappers in the game. Even other artists are starting to weigh in, some saying they should squash it for the culture, others saying Baby had to respond after all the disrespect. And TikTok? Man, TikTok's gone crazy. That preview turned into a whole trend overnight. Memes, edits, fan theories, the younger crowd is eating it up because they live for this kind of drama. The culture is watching, and this time, the energy feels different. They love beef, especially when a rapper who's usually calm finally snaps. But here's the bigger picture, fam. This whole Lil Baby versus NBA YoungBoy situation, it ain't just about two artists throwing shots. It's about loyalty, industry politics, and what happens when the game forces you to pick a side. See, Baby chose to move with the system, aligning with Lil Durk, aligning with the industry, playing chess to protect his career. And for a while, it worked. He got the features, the radio spins, the award nominations. He became the industry's golden boy. But YB? YB said, forget the industry. He built his empire straight from his fan base.
No handouts.
No fake love.
No midlemen.
They tried to blackball him, and he still broke streaming records. He proved you don't need the machine when you've got the people. Now you've got two different blueprints for success, both powerful, both valid, colliding head-on. But at what cost? Was all this beef even necessary? Could both of them have won without turning into enemies? Or has hip-hop really become this, a world where it's you're either with us or against us, and there's no in-between? Because when you trace it back, everything comes down to one event, King Von's death. That moment didn't just take a life. It divided a generation. It split alliances, shifted loyalties, and lit a fuse that's still burning years later. That's how deep this runs. In this culture, loyalty ain't just a word. It's currency. It's survival. So where do we go from here, fam? Baby finally spoke. Now the ball's in YB's court. Will he fire back? Will this turn into a full-blown rap war? Back and forth diss tracks, city versus city? Or will Baby's record be the final word that forces everybody to think twice before taking sides again? If history tells us anything, YB ain't the type to stay quiet. If those bars were really as disrespectful as people are saying, then trust me, he's already in the studio. And the next move? It might just decide who runs this generation of hip-hop. And knowing YB holding back, that's not in his DNA. The fans are hungry for this beef because, let's be real, people live for drama and competition in hip-hop. But here's the question, is this really good for either of them? Lil Baby is at the top of his game right now. Does he really need this distraction? He's independent. He's thriving. Does he need to keep feeding into this when he could just focus on his music? The truth is, sometimes it ain't about what's smart or profitable. Sometimes it's about respect. Sometimes it's about principles. Sometimes it's about not letting disrespect slide. And right now, both Baby and YB are at that point. They feel they can't step back without losing face. So now I want to hear from you. Drop it in the comments. Who's in the right here? Should Baby have responded sooner? Should YB accept Baby trying to rebuild the connection? And the biggest question, if this turns into a full-on rap battle, who comes out on top? This saga is still unfolding, and trust me, I'll keep you updated on every single twist and turn. Hit that subscribe button because when the next chapter drops, you already know I'll break it all
Down.
The streets are watching. The fans are divided. And hip-hop just got even more intense. This is the type of beef that could define legacies depending on how it plays out. Real recognize real, but sometimes real has to check real. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Stay tuned, fam. This story, far from over.